Hello guys, my name is Elijah Basi Ukukun, and I'm also known as the Matrix. Today I'm going to show you guys how to build a basic authentication system using file storage. So this is going to be a follow-up from what you have previously learned on the basic PHP syntax, functions, other required syntaxes that you have learned during the whole course. So um, yeah, so let's jump right in. Okay, so this is my editor. I'm using VS Code. So the first thing you need to do is to create a folder. I actually created a folder called authentication. So now, okay, in the folder, I'm going to start with creating an index file. That's the first file, and in a project or in any collection of folders, the first file is always the index file. So let me just test this. Echo hello. Oh. Okay, so what I want to do now is to actually test and make sure my PHP is 7. So if you're using XAMPP, I think you should turn on your server. If you're using Apache XAMPP, you can turn it on. If you're depending on which application you're using, but in this case, I'm using the command line, the command interface to start up my PHP application. So what I'm going to do is type in, and there is okay, what is this? Type in PHP serve local host, then point it to a port, and this port address has to be available. So you can use random port number, but I think port 0800 is available to save this application. So yeah, okay. So let me test this out. Okay, hello world. Okay, so now we are actually saving the application. So let's build our authentication system. So the first thing I'm going to do is analyze or arrange my folder structure. So what I'm going to do is okay, I think I'm going to need a login file. Also, I'll need a sign up or registration. Let me just call it register. Okay, login, register, then another page. Let me just call it the home page. So after logging in, we should be on this home page. So okay, so we have analyzed the basic necessary pages we're going to need. Another thing is we need to set up a layout that contains the building process of each of these views. So because we're going to use we're going to be using a reusable code, so I want to structure everything out in a system where we can just include the necessary files for each of the views. So let me just call a layout. Inside this layout folder, I'm going to have header. .php and footer.php. Okay, so these are the necessary files for the front end. So okay, so in my PHP, in my login page, I'm gonna write it down. My login page, I'm going to include once layout header.php. Okay, I think I'm going to do it like this. And footer.php. So the rest of our static HTML code goes into here. Why we are including this from the layout and the footer from the layout. So okay, let me test this out. My header. Okay. Okay, just want to test this out and see if I'm actually including the necessary files. Already. Okay. This is supposed to be in PHP. Okay. Okay. So let me test this out. And my login.php. So if I navigate to login.php, okay, I have my head, my body, and my footer. So we have that linked up correctly. So let me remove this because it's not going to be needed. So yeah, okay, on this tutorial I'm going to use the basic I need a front end to work with this. Let me get a basic sample bootstrap templates to act as my front end while I define the basic back end. So you can download the examples. I'm going to be needing this sign-in view, so I can download it from here. So I downloaded mine, and yeah, I can see it's here. Okay, so I'll need this page. I'm going to copy the HTML and copy the HTML. Yeah. Okay. So this is a front end. Let me get rid of this. Okay, there's the front end. So in my case, we can dismantle this HTML. So we take this out and cut it. Let me just copy it out. Take it to our header. Take this on here. Then remove this if it's needed. Then our footer, we don't have a footer, so we just copy this. Okay, this is our footer. So now this is the main app. Copy this. There. Take it down here. So the head. Okay. So I think we are good to go. Great. So let's work on the styling. Okay. Okay. It needed some basic assets, which was gotten from the download. So we're going to copy this. Okay. So I copied the asset to my root directory, and also we need signin.css. So yeah, the sign-in. Okay, this is the CSS. I'm gonna copy this to assets. Yeah. So I'm gonna change this guy to assets. Sign in. Okay. Okay. I think everything is. Let me change this. Okay, I think we are good to go. Let's see. Okay, good. So yeah. So our front end looks good. It's a login page. Okay. Okay, we're good to go. So okay. I think I need to rename. I need to rename my folder, my file name, to make more sense with the template I got. So sign in. Sign up. Better still, I should just move this underscore. So sign in and sign up. So let's call it sign in. Okay. So Now our sign-in form, our frontend is ready. So let's define how we're going to form this. So this has a form. Now a form is used to pass in data to the back end. It's used to collect in data rather. So whatever data you're collecting has to be pointed to somewhere. So you can call this action. The action takes the data to a file. So in this case, we're going to create a new file called handler. Now handler.php. Now this handler, we're going to pass in a method of the request. So this method is we're going to pass in a post request. Okay, so I'm going to show you the difference between post requests and get requests. So let's create this file handler.php. Sorry. Okay. Now I'm going to create a simple PHP file to dump my data. So I'm going to, let me just put it as server, so that I will see all the requests sent to this page. Okay, sign-in page, this is set, this is set, this is set. Now when defining a form that you're going to send data to the back end, the important thing you need to set is the name. The name is very important. Without the name, you're not identifying what data you're passing in. So let's define a name. So this input name will be email, and password. Okay, email and password. Okay, password. Okay, this is gonna be name. Okay, so we have defined a name. So let me test this out. I'm going to show you the difference between a get request. Okay. Okay. Let me just show you. If you do have an action, and you have, most times you use the get request to test your request. So let's just use this as a test. So I'm going to refresh this page. I'm going to refresh this page. So test the get request. Okay, now you will notice the parameters on the URL. Now these parameters are a result of the get request. So when using get request, it shows all the parameters on that page. That's if you're not redirecting it to another page or another file. So in this case, for security, we don't use get requests. So it's always advisable to use a post request when sending client data to the server. So let's just call this our handler handler.php. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. So we created this file. So let's refresh and see what happens. Okay, good. Now this handler is actually getting the request. So this is just to show me that this page is working, though we are not going to be using this. We're going to use post constant variable. So this is going to tell us the actual request, post request. Okay, so okay, we passed in the name and the password. So now since our authentication flow is going to be dynamic, I need to pass in another parameter. In this case, I'm going to pass in name. Okay, let me put the sign up. Now sign in, not sign up. Okay, let me take it back and refresh. Okay, so we have another parameter sign in. So we want to identify the form that is sending requests to this handler. So we extract the data, name, we have email and we have password. So I'm going to have email. So we're going to say if this guy is set, if the email is set, then print out the, not print, like return the post of the email, else show nothing. So this is another way of creating a conditional statement. So the next is a password is set. Note that if the first parameter is true, this code runs, else this runs. So we are checking first, and this is set is going to return a boolean, which is either true or false. So is this boolean that determines this the next operation. So this is a is another way of it's another way of condition. So okay, so for our password, we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so I think we are set. Okay, so we need to create the functions that accept these parameters and validate or process or store these informations. So I'm going to create a folder called app, and this app is going to have my class, and in this class I'm going to have a function called sign in. So I'm going to create a class sign in. This class is going to have a public function handler. We should take in the sign in parameters. So I can just call this param. So I'm going to dump this here. Okay. So we created a class, and what I want to do, I'm going to include a new logic, which is auto run. Now I want a system that auto runs all my PHP files, So since we are creating a basic autoload, let me call this autoload, and I want to autoload all my classes. So to do this, I'm going to create a function called SPL autoload. Just so now what this function does is going to load. We are going to define a function, a callback function that would check for a class and load the class. So I'm going to define this guy here, a function. Okay. So this function is going to have a callback, which is a class name. And the class name okay, a second. class name. So first we're going to check the server. Document root. Then since our folder, our classes are all listed in this folder, so we're going to link it up here. So instead of including multiple files, this is a best practice when you are including a how do I put it? When you have a robust application, instead of including multiple files, you can just autoload the the um, the classes or namespace. Okay, so okay, I think we are good to go. So our autoload function is set. So I'm going to include it to this page. Also, I'll include index here. Or better still, I can just include this autoload here. This has to be a string. Okay. So to test this out, let me call this class. Let me instantiate this class. Okay, great. An object. So this our sign in page is actually linked up. Okay. Okay. Okay, let me close all that tabs so that we don't get too mixed up. Okay, on our sign up page, okay, So now that is done. So now let's create let's pause here. Let's create okay, before I do that, let me just create a condition here. Type action. Okay, remember we set the form type to be sign in rather. So I'm going to create a condition if action is equals to sign in, then we process the data. You can use case for this, but in this case I'm using if statement. If action equals to register or sign up, then okay, so let's work on our sign up. So I'm going to copy everything here and paste it down here. So I'm going to change it to sign up. Okay, I don't think we're going to use this, guys. Comment it out. Sign up and also sign up. Okay, remember this is the parameter I used. Or better still, we can do this name action and value sign up. So this is going to dynamically hold the type of action we are sending to the handler. So let me do the same for this guy, the sign in page. Okay, this is set. So I'm going to say if action is set and if action is equals to sign in or sign up. Let me verify. Okay, this is sign up. This is sign in. sign in and sign up. Okay, let's test this out. Let's go to sign up .php. Okay, sign up this and this. Okay, that is undefined sign in on line 17. Oh, okay, I made a mistake here. So yeah, so this var dump actually worked. So why we had this error, because we don't have anything called sign in. There's no variable declared name signed in. So that's why we had the error on line 17. Okay, so now let's work on our sign up class. So we have a sign in class. Let me create a new class called sign up. Okay, PHP class sign up. So another public function called handler. Now the handler is going to take in the post request. So I'm going to call this params. So I'm going to var dump it here also. Okay. So okay. So we are working on the sign up page now. So let's instantiate the class. So let's say sign up new sign up. Okay. Now the new sign up has a method, has an object called handler. So this handler is going to, we're going to pass in the okay, let me create an array of data. Let's say I have data gotten from the form. So this array, we have email. So we pass in the email we already validated, and we have the password. So we can also do something. We can also add another validation here. Trim. Now this removes the white space. So I'm going to do this for the email. If we had other parameters, we can just trim it out before saving into our database. So I'm going to pass this guy here. So let's check it out. So we pass in the parameters, and let's dump and see what shows here. Unexpected sign up on line 21. Okay. Okay, we forgot to end this declaration, variable declaration array here. So okay, let's try it again. Unexpected on line 27. Okay, another mistake. We didn't end it a semicolon there. Okay, so now we have successfully passed in this data into our class. So now we can now manipulate the data given. So we have the email and we have the password. So now we are going to store this in our file system. So this handler is more like it's going to handle all the basic operation you need. So the first thing we need to do here is to hash the password, hash the password, and store in a file. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to create a private function. Private static function. Store, which is going to take in the datas for storing. So first I'm going to create then we need another private function. Now what this does is going to hash our password and return string. So the parameter is password. So we're going to use return. We're going to use a function password hash, and that's going to take the password and a constant. Okay, so this is going to return back the hash password. Is advisable to always encrypt the user written password. You don't just store in password in the database as is gotten from the form. So this will hash it, then return back our password. So I'm going to create a new data structure that we are going to send into the store function. So this is going to take the email which we have already gotten from the parameter email and the hash password, which this function has function going to hash our password. Okay, then we're going to dump this to see what data structure we have. Okay, yeah, let's refresh this. Okay, so we can see our hash password. So the user password is already hidden from the the um the data. So we already encrypted the password. So let's pass this down into our store function. So this store, we're going to create a connection to the file system because we want to store the file. So we're going to say okay, let me look at this. I'm going to create a new folder called storage. So I'm going to say store, okay, file equals to file open user.json. We're going to use JSON to store our user data. So this W means we are writing. So okay, password. So once this opens up, then we have another function called fwrite. These are default functions, like predefined functions from PHP. So we pass in the file, the open file, and the data we are getting from the handler. So after that, we are going to close it, fclose. So this closes our file and save it for us. So Okay, so what I'm going to do here is to call this store function. Since it's a static function, I can just call the self store and pass in. Okay, we remember we created a folder called storage. So we're going to append storage. Okay, so that all our stored file will be in a folder. So okay, yeah, store. Then we're going to pass in the data. Now the data structure, I need to, since we are saving it in a JSON file, I need to save it to encode it to be a JSON format. So because currently it's in an array, so what I need to do is to restore this in JSON format. Okay. Okay, so this converts the array to JSON and stores it for us. Okay, and after this, then we should have return statement saying so what I feel I need to do is we need to have a better validation for this in case there's an error. So I'm going to use try and catch. So this tries the operation, which is saving. Then if there's an error, we have a throwback. So we can say get message. Again, this is a predefined function from PHP. So if this condition is correct without any error, it returns successful. But if it caches an error, then it throws it to us for us to process what kind of error. So I'm going to take this guy right up here. So from the beginning of the whole operation. Okay, let's test this out. Okay, so let me see. We have our login or defined here. So we have successfully logged in the user details, but we are yet to redirect after successful registration. I think we should locate back to location, locate back to or should we direct back to login page. login.php. Okay, so let's try this again. Okay, oh sorry, we changed it to sign in. Okay, so after sign up, we redirect back to the login page, that's the sign in page. So the user can sign in again. So let's test this out. Okay, so we are back to this. So on the sign in page, the logic here, we're going to pass in same thing we did with the handler. So we're going to pass in the sign in. Handler, and pass in the okay, we can include the data for this, which is same thing as this guy. So we're going to pass in this to the sign in handler. Okay, so if successful sign up, let me just write this down here. To go to the redirect to the home page. Okay, so let's go to the sign in page. Okay, the handler returns the parameter, then so we need to validate if the entries are same with what we have on the stored file, the user file. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a condition if parameter email, but first let's create a connection to our file storage. So we can create another static method private static function called should we say get user. So on the stored JSON file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create I'm going to read from that file. So that will be users then I'm going to get from storage user.json. Okay, let me let me validate this. So let me also validate this. Get self. Since the class is the method is defined inside the class, so you call the self narrative. Let's use okay. I want to test this out. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm seeing. Okay. Okay, the function I called is not defined, so it should be something like get file contents, not content. So let's see. Oh, okay. It redirected back to the home page. So let's do this again. Okay, so email and password. So the file is actually reading. We are getting the data from the file. So I'm going to store this data on a variable. I'm going to say user equals to the array of users. Then what next? I'm going to say, since the file is okay, let me process it from here. So since we are getting the JSON, so I need it to be an array. So I'm going to say return JSON the code users. So let me look at this. Okay, so we have this and this. So we can say if this guy, if a parameter email is equals to user email and the parameter password is equals to, so we're going to use a function that will unhash, will verify if the hash is the same with the user hash. previously hashed data. So I'm going to put this in password verify. So it checks with the password gotten from the previously hashed user password to see if the two password matches. So if this verification is successful, it's going to return a boolean, which is either true or false. So if that is true, and if all the conditions are being met, then we should redirect, or better still, we can create a section or before then, let me just return else. Redirect back to sign in page. Okay, so okay, if successful, let me say if successful, let it let me comment this out. I don't want to redirect yet. If successful, let me just validate the response. Okay, let's refresh this. We have an error on line 12. Okay, can I use object type SD as an array? Okay, so okay, let's check. Okay, successful. So okay, so our login is successful. So for us to be able to authenticate and validate the user, we need to store the user in the section. So the section is what we're going to use to validate if the user is logged in or not logged in. So let's create that. Let me see, my handler. I'm going to do this. Okay. Okay, do I need it here? I need this globally, so I need it to be in a page that all other pages will be included. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me put it here. Session start. Then let me include index here. Let's see if this works. And my home page, then let me var dump. All the sessions and see what we have. So okay, let me go back to sign in. I think I need to include this guy there. But let me just add it to the head down. I think that's the best place to add all this PHP. Okay, and I think I need to add this form here. Home should have something similar to the sign up and login page. So I'm going to copy this guy from here. Because I want to include a header. So I just need to include where I included the index from the header, then also the footer. Okay. My sign up page. Okay, I think it's already included. Let me refresh and see. Okay. So let's sign in again. Okay. Successful. We died the app here. Okay. Okay. You can say turn to home. Now before you reach home, let's go back to the sign in page. Before you return home, I need you to add something to the section. So the session, I'm going to add user email, then I'm going to store in this email. Yeah. So okay. Then the home page, let's just say echo welcome. Since we are just retrieving email, so it's going to look funny. Let's say email. Okay, let's see if this works. On homepage 4. Okay, no bracket here, sorry. Okay, welcome this guy. So yeah, so our authentication is actually set, and let's go to the flow again. Sign up. Let me add another parameter as name. Copy this. Name, text, text, and name. Okay, yeah, I think that's all. Okay, so we have this on the sign up page. So you can see now let's make sure this data is saved. So on the handler, we add another parameter for name, and also name, and the handler on the sign up handler. We should also have provisions for name, and yeah, I think that's it. Okay, let's give it a try. Name, the matrix, okay, sign up, okay, okay, let me use a different email, see whether it works. To an error. Okay, something is wrong somewhere. The login did not work, but it logged us in. So let's see. Okay, sign in. Yes, and password is verified. Email. Okay, let me type it here and see. So there's oh, the session is already set. Okay, we need to kill the section. We need to kill the section before we start any authentication flow. Let me create a new function to sign in, and this sign in should have another public function called sign out, or better still, we can just create a page sign out of PHP. So once this is, we are going to set session. Okay. Or do I do it like and let me see if I have to verify this, but let me see if there is also a global variable that I need to set also. But okay, let me look at this and see if it works. Sign out. Okay, line 4. Okay, I feel yeah, this will be the issue. Let's see if this works. And let me print out section on the sign-in page to see if since it's an array, we're going to use print r. Okay, nothing should. So I'm going to assume that there's no session. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, we still have section. the looks like the section is still set, we need to unset the key from the array. So we store then the name, and we also stored in the password, the email. So yeah, this should remove the section. Let me see, sign out. Okay, we are still having this already set. Okay, I think I know why, because we didn't include index dot PHP. Let me var dump section. Let me kill this and see why we're having this issue. Sign out. Okay, we have this. So if I did this, let me see if it's going to drop all the section, and let me bring this down here. Okay, it killed the section totally. So okay, so section, then return back to this guy. Okay, the sign out. What we need to do is to unset the keys. So then the email. Okay, so once the name and the email are both off, the section and redirect back to the login page. So let's sign out. Okay, so the login is empty, the section is empty, so we can now log in new user again. So let's try this out. Login. Okay, welcome, and we should add this logout button under this on the home page. Welcome, and we should just have an anchor link. Okay, sign out, sign on. Okay, yeah, so we can just sign out from here, then return back to the login page. So okay, let me add validation to the sign-in view. If the user is not verified, we should redirect back to the sign-in with an error message. So on the session we're going to add another parameter. I will call this error. So we're going to pass in a string error. Okay. Back to the sign-in view. We're going to say if section error is set. So I'm going to do this is set. If this guy is set, print out the error message, or let it be null or empty string. So I'm going to put this on. We're going to do this on the HTML tag. Let me make it danger. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, let me write something that is not correct. Okay, there's an error somewhere. There's an error somewhere. There's an error somewhere. Let me check it out. After the sign up, the handler on the sign-in page, this guy. Okay, I think the error is from here. Wait, let me cut this guy up here from here. So let it be when the sign-in is completed, it should just take us to the home page directly. Okay, let me try it again. Okay, let me try this. Okay. Wondering why the text is okay. Let me try with the correct email address and see. Okay, this took us to the home page. This error needs to be cleaning all the time, so I think after the error you should clean it off. So after displaying the error, we need to unset the error. I'm thinking we should just let me see. Maybe I can just add it here on PHP. PHP unset. I feel there's a better way of removing this guy, but for now this is what came in mind. So yeah, let me refresh this. Okay. Okay, let me see. Again. Okay.